Hello friends, my name is Shelja and today we'll be continuing with our chapter 1, which is networking concepts. In the previous lectures we studied about computer network and its components, its advantages, different types of networking media and the various networking devices. We also studied about the networking terminologies like the internet, intranet, IP addresses, URL, DNS, ISP, hypertext, web pages, and many more like this. Our today's topic is protocols. We live in a world where millions of people across the globe speak hundreds of different languages. We would never be able to communicate worldwide if there were no standards that govern the way we communicate with each other. These standards are nothing but a set of rules which are to be followed by everyone. Thus, in the same manner, we can say that there are certain rules that determine that how data should be transferred over networks, compressed and is presented on the screen. These set of rules are called protocols. Likewise, there are many other protocols, each one governing the way a certain technology works. Hence, the basic need of a protocol is to standardize the process and ways of communicating over a computer network. There are different types of protocols that are used when data is being transmitted. First, TCP/IP, second, HTTP, third, FTP, fourth one is SMTP, and fifth one is IMP and POP. The first protocol that we'll be reading now is TCP/IP. TCP/IP stands for Transmission Control Protocol and the Internet Protocol. It is a suite of communication protocols used to connect various computers on the Internet. It provides us with end-to-end data communication and specifies that how data should be broken into the pieces called packets, transmitted and routed from one network to another until they reach their destination. This TCP/IP is a combination of two separate protocols. The first one is TCP, which is used for a reliable and foolproof data transmission over the network. It is responsible for dividing the data into packets at the sender's side and for assembling these packets at their correct destination. The second one is IP. This provides a sequence number to each of these packets so that these packets might reach their destination in the correct order. It also handles the addressing of each packet so that it is delivered to the correct destination. The next type of protocol is HTTP. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol and it determines that how different forms of information like text, images, sound, video and other multimedia files get transferred to your screen over the internet. This protocol also defines what actions web servers and web browsers should take in response to the various commands. For example, when a user enters the URL for any web page in the address bar of the browser, it sends an HTTP command to the server requesting it to open the specified web page. The next protocol type is FTP. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. It is a standard internet protocol and is one of the simplest and easiest ways to exchange files between two or more computers on the internet using the FTP client and FTP server software. FTP uses Internet's TCP/IP protocols to download the softwares or programs to our computers from the other resources. The source can be a web server or a remote host server over the internet. You can use the FTP either using a GUI-based FTP software or via MS-DOS prompt. Nowadays, the internet browsers have an inbuilt feature to make FTP requests to the other servers. To access any file or content using FTP, a user needs to log in to the FTP server by providing his or her credentials. The FTP software allows the users to drag and drop the file between the remote and the local host. Some of the files are always available free for public use or download. Such files can easily be accessed using the anonymous FTP. The next type of protocol is SMTP, which stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It is the most common protocol that is used for sending emails between two or more servers. It is generally used to send messages from mail client to a mail server. The messages are then retrieved by the email client. The last protocol that we'll be reading about is IMAP and POP. IMAP stands for Internet Message Access Protocol and POP stands for Post Office Protocol. These are the two most popular Internet standard protocols for retrieving emails. In today's world, almost every single email client supports both these protocols due to their wide acceptability. The utility of IMAP or POP protocols varies with respect to their usage in different environments. When configuring an email application, it is essential to specify both the sending protocols, that is SMTP, and the receiving protocols, that is POP or IMAP.